Hi everyone. I promised that I would bring to you another video about all the items that I'm using as I'm going through my COVID recovery. As you can see, with each passing day, I'm getting better. I feel better. I'm feeling each day more like my old self, and I'm very grateful and thankful to God above for that. But I'm not going to keep you long. I want to show you some of the necessary items that you're going to need either after you get out of the hospital or if you have to quarantine for 14 days because you are dealing with COVID. If you're not at the point where you need to be in the hospital like I had to be, these are the items that you need to these are the essential items that you need to have to while you're at home, out of the hospital or quarantining. The first thing that you need to get is this is called a oximeter. This meter right here measures the oxygen levels and your heart rate. This is very important. This is a must. A must. When I got home, my husband immediately went out and got me this from CVS because my oxygen levels were so low when I initially got sick. So you need to be checking your oxygen levels at all time. If they drop below 88, you need to go to the emergency room. You're in trouble. And like I said, I didn't get anything. My husband went out and got this from CVS. This is called a oximeter. And as you saw, I just stuck my finger in there and it reads your oxygen level and your pulse rate. That is a must-have, And even though I am recovering, I still check my oxygen levels because, as I said, I experienced a lot of anxiety and fear. So I'm working through that process. But anytime that I feel anxious or fearful, I'll come and do what I'll call the routine. And I'll show you what the routine consisted of for me. The next thing you need to get is a oral thermometer. And let me tell you, I was checking my temperature around the clock. It's oral under your tongue. Also from CVS. CVS brand keeps the cost down a little bit lower. But a regular temperature is 98 point or 99 point. If you have low grade fever, go to the hospital. High grade fever, go to the hospital. If you're, because that is not a normal temperature range. 98 to 99 is a normal temperature range. Okay, so that is a must have. When you are using these items, because you are filled up with bacteria in your mouth, because as I told you in a previous video that I had thrush. My tongue was completely white. So being a diabetic, I always keep these alcoholic prep pads because I have to clean my finger before I poke it and after I poke it. And so what I was doing, I take my little pad out and I take my thermometer after I finish using it and I totally wipe it down with this alcohol pad. The whole thing, because I don't want to keep re-giving myself COVID because I'm putting it in my mouth and I know that I have COVID. So I immediately wipe it off with these little alcohol pads. And again, CVS brand, less expensive, because I know that, fighting this can get kind of costly and it's no joke. So you definitely need that. The one thing, if you're in the hospital or even if you're not, go on Amazon, you will need this item right here. This is called a a sprinometer. They sell them at CVS. They may. I'm not sure. But you need this. You need this item. I brought this home from the hospital. When I got into my room, I said I want this machine because my son was in the hospital some years ago, and they gave him one, and I brought it home and threw it away. But I didn't know, I said they had him blowing into it to keep his lungs clear. I said I'll need this machine. So what I did was every day I would take this part here, put it in my mouth, and this is your range. You want to do 10 inhales. Keep it in that range, and I'll do 10 and it'll go all the way up to 4,000 now, but I couldn't get it past 500 in the hospital. So once I do that, I take my little alcohol prep pad. And anything that I put in my mouth, I take my pad, and right now I just put that in my mouth, so I'm going to clean that. I clean it, guys, with the alcohol prep pad. I do not leave it for a minute to allow any bacteria to grow. And I even, like I said, I'm dealing with anxiety, so if I feel anxious or fearful, I'll sit down and I'll just work my little piece of equipment. I'm so grateful to the hospital that I was able to take this home with me. And I was holding on to this for dear life, using it to exercise my lungs. And this is truly a blessing to have this little breathing machine. And I'm telling you, you need to get one. They're like $3, $4, something like that. I'll probably pay more than that from the hospital, but I had to have it. I had to have it. Okay, so those are the 3 items that you definitely need to have, because you need to know what's going on with your oxygen. You need to know what your temperature is at all times, and you need to be exercising your lungs. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show you that you need to do is, this is something that happened to me while I was in the hospital. I'm going to move some of this stuff out the way because I don't want to get confused as to what I'm telling you. Okay. You need to get a box of Kleenex, because you're going to be coughing up a lot of mucus. The one thing that you need to do when you are sleeping, you should never sleep on your back with COVID. Never. You must sleep on your side, because it drops, it makes your lungs drop forward to and it opens up the oxygen in your back. You need to do something called proning, which is sleeping on your stomach. That drops all your lungs and the mucus forward to loosen it up. And you have these openings on your back that help you to breathe better, getting oxygen in. So the whole time I've been either sleeping on my stomach or my side. I've never been a back sleeper, so I've been proning all my life. But that's the one thing they told me, that you do not lay on your back with COVID. You sleep on your stomach or on your side. And I'm telling you, I was bringing up mucus, phlegm, everything. I am still going through boxes of tissue. You're going to need boxes of tissue, because you cannot swallow this stuff. You have to clear it out of your lungs and nasal passages, and it's going to come up as you as your lungs start to open up, and it's thick and it's white and it's milky. Not good. So definitely keep tissues. The next thing I'm going to tell you that you are going to need to do is get hydrogen peroxide. I do not use mouthwash, because if you do your research, they're saying that some of the mouthwashes are promoting the COVID because it has sugar in it, and bacteria festers and breeds in sugar. Stop using mouthwashes. Use hydrogen peroxide and like maybe 3 to 4 drops or 5, 6. I use 10 squirts. I have a bottle squirter that I use, and then I turn on the hot water, and I have a tiny little cup, and I put the water in there, and I gargle with this. I gargle with it 3 times a day, sometimes more. Like I say, I'm dealing with anxiety and anxiousness. If I feel like something's going on in my throat, I immediately go to the bathroom and I gargle, and I swish it around my mouth, and I get a good gargle in, and then I just, let it go into the sink. Okay, so we got that. Also, there are mouthwash with hydrogen peroxide in it. I learned about that when I first became a diabetic and I was dealing with thrush then. And I got the, it's called Colgate Proxy Seal, something like that. You can look it up. But it's a Colgate mouthwash, and it has hydrogen peroxide in it. You can use that. And you can use any oral mouthwash that has hydrogen peroxide in it. But I just go for the straight hydrogen peroxide and warm hot water, because I want to know that it's hitting everything. I will not leave it up to chance at all. Okay, so let's move that out the way. The next thing that you need to do when you get home is you need to get a brand new toothbrush. Throw away your old toothbrush. Do not use it. When you use your new toothbrush, always spray it or pour this hydrogen peroxide on your toothbrush. Don't leave it to hot water. You need to make sure everything that's going into your mouth has the bacteria is off. So I threw away my toothbrush, threw away my husband's toothbrush, and opened up new toothbrushes. And we use hydrogen peroxide on our toothbrushes after we finish washing our teeth. When my husband goes to the store tomorrow, I'll get more and I'll throw them away. I'm not keeping them until, like for reuse like I normally do. No way. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to need. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got to walk away. I got to get it because I left it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how to edit my videos yet. I had started learning before I got sick, and and now I'm just building back my strength, and I don't really feel like sitting at the computer trying to learn a computer software program at this time. But this is my spray bottle I use. I keep this in the bathroom. I spray into a little cup, 10 squirts, hot water, and then I spray my toothbrush with it religiously. The next thing you're going to need is warm and comfy. These are my go-to softies. My husband and we call them softies. I am never without a pair of softies on because I was extremely cold, just freezing. I'm already was a freezy girl because of my iron levels, but I was even more of a freezy girl because of COVID. I always never expose my body. As soon as I get out the shower or get up out the bed, I immediately go for a robe. This is my husband's robe. I always wear his robes because I just love being in my husband's robe. It makes me happy. And when I was, got home, and because I could not hug and, my husband and be all up in his face, I always go for his robe because I feel like that his scent and everything, although he washed everything, is on this robe, and I feel like my husband is hugging me, loving on me, so I wear his robe every single night. Okay, so that's my go-to comfy things. You want to have these type of things. The next thing that you are going to need is Tylenol. because you're going to be having body aches. And, you know, they tell you like 650 milligrams, but get yourself some Tylenol. You are going to need this Tylenol. I mean, I was taking this Tylenol, you know, because I really was just aching all over. Tylenol. Also, you're going to need aspirin. This is my prescription aspirin that I get from my doctor. It's the 81 milligram, because you have to be concerned about pulmonary embolism, and that is blood clot in your lungs. So you need to be taking an aspirin, but you don't have to take it every single day, because aspirin can, you know, do a little damage to your stomach. You know, it may cause some bleeding or something like that. I was concerned because I could not eat and I had no food, and I was, so, you know, but I'm taking my aspirin anyway because I'm a diabetic, but I'm not taking it every day. I take it, you know, maybe every other day or every 2 days. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing that you're going to need, let's get this out of the way, when you get home, is you are going to need hand sanitizer. Lots of hand sanitizer. I can't tell you how much hand sanitizer we have in this house right now, but you really need hand sanitizer. You need to get a hand wash, because you are going to be you are going to want to wash your hands constantly. And what my husband was doing, he was washing his hands so much that his hands start cracking and feeling like glass. So he was in a lot of pain. So what I do is I use Diabetic Gold Bond. I gave this to him. It healed his hands up like really good. You need some good lotion. I love Aveeno too. You know, it just, whatever bottle I see, I grab. My husband grabs it. I use it, you know, on my hands after I wash, and hand sanitizer, you know, to keep my hands moisturized, because your skin, for some reason, which I never experienced before, became extremely dry. And I don't know if that's because of low oxygen levels. I do not know. It was very strange to me. So I did an extra layer of protection I got this. I had it already, but I wasn't using it religiously. So I had all this rough under my neck, around my under my breast, just dry. And I think it's because of the sweating that you do so much when you have COVID. Like at night, I would wake up out of my sleep, I would be drenched from you know, the sweat. I don't know, that's just a part of COVID, I do believe, because I am still experiencing it now. So I get this lotion, I put it under my neck, I put it everywhere that it is extremely dry, because I truly need it. The next thing you're going to need is Mucinex. And you get quercetin, because, you know, I'm always delicate with my husband's heart. I'm always concerned about his heart. So I will let him take Mucinex, or I will mainly give him quercetin. That it's for people who have high blood pressure. You definitely need this. You're going to need this. If you're quarantining, you're going to need this. This is going to help you break up that mucus in your lungs. Definitely get this. The next thing you're going to need is, this is something that I keep around the house religiously. I've always had my children taking this. Diabetic Tussin. There's nothing in here, no color, no sugar. You do not need any type of sugar when you are dealing with COVID. You do not want, you want to get rid of this bacteria. You want to get this virus out of your system. You do not want it breeding on sugar. I take this Diabetic Tussin. It's clear, it's white, it has a little flavor, but it does not have the normal ingredients that Robitussin has. So this is something that is a must. The next thing you're going to want to do, my husband took my bottle of water, so I'm using my glass bottle. Stay hydrated. It is very important that you drink so much water. And as I told you in other previous video, I only drink water. I do not drink anything else. No coffee, no soda, nothing. If I want orange juice, I eat an orange. You stay hydrated. I can't tell you. So important. I walk everywhere in my house with a bottle. And as I said, if my husband sees it's low, he'll fill it up. If it gets low, I'll fill it up. And I'll drink and drink all day long. The next thing you are going to want to do is you are going to want to get some chapstick. I like the medicated one because when I came home from the hospital, my lips were like dry, cracked, black. It hurt. I just wanted to lessen that pain. So get yourself some chapstick and keep your lips very moist because they are going to get dry because you're constantly trying to breathe either through your mouth, to get that air in. So you need to moisturize your lips. And, my experience may not be your experience, but I'm just telling you what I experienced and what has been helping me in my recovery. Chapstick. I like the medicated one. You don't have to get that. Just keep your lips moisturized. One thing that I did, my husband said, we are going to throw away all our cloth masks. I had bought so many masks. And then I found out you need to be washing those masks every single day. And I was not doing that. If I saw, grab my little mask and run out, we got rid of all of our cloth masks and we bought these. We bought these. They are disposable. This might be a little cost to you, but after one single use, we throw them away. I don't go out the house. My husband does if necessary, but if not, we order everything online. So we keep packs and packs of masks, mainly for him, because I have not gone out the house. I am, like I said, I'm dealing with anxiety and I have a lot of fear around things, and I'm working through that now with, through prayer and talking with my husband. He's always willing to listen to me if I feel fearful or concerned about something. So it helps me to talk it through with him. Also, another thing I have been experiencing is not being able to go to the restroom. I was feeling so miserable. I just could not go. So I've always kept a box of Smooth Move tea. And this is by Traditional Medicines. I've kept it. I've always keep it in my house for years. Of my kids, even to my kids, if they're having like issues going to the restroom. But this time it was me, so I was drinking Smooth Move tea, and I'm still drinking it. If I feel like I haven't eliminated waste enough for that day, I'll get a nice warm cup of this. Just plain, nothing in it, nothing. It does not taste good, but is for medicinal purposes only. Smooth Move tea. This is going to be a lifesaver because you may not experience not being able to go to the restroom, regular, because like I'm a regular girl and all of a sudden I was not. And I can only equate that to the healing process of what I'm going through with COVID. The next thing you want to get, and this is something that is going to be a lifesaver. They have something called turmeric and ginger. You can get this in a jelly, the gummy. Turmeric and ginger. When my husband went to the store to get it, he could not find it, but I told him it's okay because I think because it's a gummy, it may have some type of sweetener or sugar. I didn't want it, so I got the turmeric capsules, which takes down inflammation, and I drink the ginger tea. I take the turmeric and I drink the ginger tea. You need this. You need this turmeric. You need this ginger. This is turmeric is one of the spices that is one of the best spices in the world that you can take for your body internally, and ginger is just good for your digestive system. You need this if you are going through COVID recovery. This turmeric it can be a lifesaver, and the ginger also. The next thing that you need to do while you're recovering, you must have a multivitamin because your body is being depleted. You should take this every single day. Every single day. A multivitamin. That is after I take my thyroid medicine, I take my medicine for diabetes, I immediately go to give myself a multivitamin so I can get the proper nutrients flowing through my body throughout the day. The next thing, and I'm almost at the end, guys, and these are some of the vitamins that I am taking. I've showed before. You must get a C and a D. Take them together. A lot of us are depleted in C and vitamin D. You can also, which has been helping me, sit in direct sunlight when the sun is bright. Go and sit in it if you're dealing with COVID, because that is a natural source of vitamin D, and it does help sitting in the sun. You need the C and the D. And it doesn't matter what brand you get. These are just my go-to brand. The next thing, if this is another good multivitamin. This is the vitamin I give my husband every single day. I sit out all the vitamins that he needs each day, and he takes them throughout the day at his leisure and how he wants to take them. So this is another multivitamin by Life Extension. Also, vitamin E, something I take every day because it protects your heart, especially for diabetics. And also, I believe that it is useful for COVID. The last thing I'm going to deal with is the fact that I am a diabetic. So I always have my kit. It is a messy kit, but I always have it. My alcohol wipes, my lances, my strips, my, I call it the sticker. Because it's a torture weapon. But honestly, no. I have built up thick calluses on my finger. I only poke on the sides because I was told not to poke here because you have to use the tips of your fingers. I type, all day long. So I poke on the side, and I make sure that I check my sugar levels throughout the day. The last thing that I use is I use glucose tablets. When my sugar level is low, I use it. I'll run and get some fruit, and I'll use that. And I'll pop a glucose tablet. This is what you need if you're a diabetic dealing with COVID. It is always good to maintain good airflow in your house. Open up a window. My husband and I sleep with the window crack at night to have good airflow, fresh air coming in. You do not want to be locked in a house where you're sealed in with no airflow and the germs are just everywhere and you're still inhaling. So maintain good airflow. Get yourself some disinfectant. Spray. I love 7th Generation. It's just what our local market sells. I get the wipes, which I think we just ran out of it. That's the only reason why I'm not showing it. But the disinfectant wipes, my husband is constantly wiping and spraying, the whole house. So I love this. I use it. Get yourself Febreze. We just ran out. My husband's going to get some tomorrow. I spray our bed down with Febreze when I make it up in the morning. And then and then I let it, when we get in bed at night, I feel safe that, it's disinfected. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything about, let me say something that I've been doing exercise is very important. That's the one thing they told me when I came home from the hospital. You may feel weak, but you need to get to moving. Get to moving. I would walk back and forth as I gained a little strength. My husband would see me. He'd say, "You going for your walk?" It was from the bedroom to the dining room, and then I'm exhausted and back in the bed again. But you cannot just lay there. You have to get to moving. So now where I'm at is I'm walking on a treadmill, which I'm going to do a video and show you my little routine. I'm not a expert in exercise. I am doing what I think is helping me to recover, and I'll show you that in a video soon. I walk on the treadmill. I go for as long as I can. I mentally push myself beyond for as long as I can, and then I get off and I'm tired, and it's hard, but I have to do it. I get on my little yoga mat and I do my stretches. In the morning, I do my sit-ups. I do my leg lifts. Like I said, who knows what that is going to look like, because I'm not an expert in any way, but this is the things that are helping me, because I want to get my body to moving, because I don't want to develop any blood clots. I'm thinking this is everything that I have to tell you about what is helping me get through my COVID recovery. I'm just looking on the table just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. I do not believe that I have. The last thing that I will show you is that when I got home from the hospital, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Why? Oh, my bracelet. What to this thing? Okay, when I got home from the hospital, I had run out of my test strips for my normal meter. My husband immediately ran out and got me this little glucose meter and the matching test strips, which I thought I had in a box, but it's on my side table. But this is not expensive. If you're diabetic, the strips are like $6, and I think this was like $10 or $12, $15, something like that. But I had to get this meter until my strips and lances came. I had lances, but didn't have strips. So this can be, if you're diabetic and going through COVID, this can be a lifesaver too, and an inexpensive way to continue to check your blood. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. This is, like I said, the vital items that you need as you are doing your COVID recovery out of the hospital or the 14-day quarantining. It can literally save your life, keep you out of the hospital. It's been a blessing to me. My husband did all of this research while I was in the hospital. I'm so grateful to him that I had everything that I needed as I came out. If you are, if you're not going to be able to do it, get your spouse, your family, the people who living with you to go out and get these items for you. It will just make you so much more comfortable. Also, I want to say that I sell paparazzi jewelry online for $5. Have not been able to do so because I really don't have the strength to stand for long periods of time. But all the little jewelry that you're seeing is just $5 that I have on. I will start, this is my wedding band, so that is not $5. I will start posting on my page again, like jewelry that I have, but I will not be doing my lives until after the new year, after I get the energy that I need back again. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen. I don't know why I keep saying that. To look at this video, to hear what I am saying. I want to thank you for people who subscribe. If you like the information that I'm giving you, it's not going to be all about COVID. As I'm going to move on to my exercise routine. I'm going to do, like, I had ordered some items, a little mini hauls. I'm going to show you some of the things that my husband cooks me to eat, in the morning. As I said, I'm a tiny foods eater. So I want to thank you for joining me here, taking time out of your day or your evening to listen to this video. Please give me a like And please subscribe to my channel. As I grow and learn and edit, the channel will get better. Thank you and have a good night.